It's getting sort of spooky at this point in life, but I actually reacquired this Bloody Inn along with the Carnies expansion, which was out of print for a while. So very much like a lot of the other games that I sort of decide to reacquire. There's that, but it's loosely based on a case in France, I believe, where the sort of hotel managers, I guess, would sort of off their clients and sort of take their belongings, what have you. So pretty grisly there. I guess sort of recurrence when people will murder you while you sleep. Personally, I'm more afraid of bed bugs nowadays, or whatever it is. But yeah, like I said, this was reprinted fairly recently from I believe Pearl kind of went under, or maybe it kind of took a hiatus or something. I don't know. Or maybe they sold off some of their assets there, and then they were able to. I don't know. I have zero idea. No, I'm just being speculative at this point. But yeah, so it's pretty interesting too because yeah, you're essentially hiding the bodies, but you're also you could also sort of bribe the local police force, I guess, if you would, into sort of being accomplices here, and these are the sort of keys for the rooms there, and then there's also some currency here. But yeah, I did fairly enjoy this game. It was okay. Like I said, when I heard it was coming back in print, I was actually pretty happy about it, because when I did sort of get rid of it in the first place, I did make my money back on it, so it's fine. So yeah, you get point values. It's an interesting little thing when you're trying to figure out who to sort of off. What drew me to this game in the first place? Obviously, I'm kind of a penchant or whatever you want to call it, for the grim and macabre. But the artwork is really what hit me. I believe it was the guy's last name is Santiago. I think the most recent thing I picked up with his artwork on it was, I believe, Sail. But yeah, you have these different abilities there. Different values. I haven't got to the sort of the starter people here. Maybe they changed it? Oh, okay, never mind, yeah. So you start with the next number of these sort of peasants as initial accomplices. There's your first player marker there. But yeah, pretty interesting. So really not that much. You just have a couple of punch boards there, which they seem to punch out pretty easy enough. It's standard quality punch boards, so nothing spectacular there. And it essentially is a card game that is probably slightly too big for the box, but at least it's still kind of small. But anyways, let's open up the Carnival Folk here, which it's more of a modular expansion, if I remember correctly. I didn't really play with it too much the first go around, but I feel like now I'll probably try it slightly before tail end of the Halloween. feel like this is pretty thematically appropriate here. So I can't really comment on... Okay, so we have some 50 increments. So we got some more victims there because they match the same card backs. But I'm assuming this is for different modules. I don't know. We'll see. So yeah, they also do have the sort of same... Yeah, so these are just basically like the carnival folk here. So these are just pretty much like event cards, if I'm not mistaken. And these would look to be winemaker, surgeon. Once again, I mean the art does do a lot of the heavy lifting, but the thing that I actually would say, I feel like the game did, when I had played it, you know, initially, my only like kind of strike against the game was it did seem like it was kind of over before you got like a decent foothold into your sort of engine. So I'm not necessarily sure if this fixes that, but I mean it does up the you know, the variety in terms of these sort of like event cards. So I mean, if you're already getting to the point where the base game's stale, yeah, this is not gonna hurt. But I mean, if you weren't too thrilled on the base game in the first place, I don't know if this is gonna point the needle in the other direction that way. But yeah, there is the bloody carnival folk. Alright, goodbye.